This is an emergency. I'm always on Megan Thee Stallion. Love her. I have notifications on when she posts. Did she just post that Klay Thompson cheated on her?
Okay, so Megan Thee Stallion just got cheated on. So I know my man's not fucking faithful. I know that motherfucker's cheating. He has to be.
When I see Klay Thompson in the streets,
So Meg Thee Stallion just posted a story accusing Klay Thompson of cheating, and apparently they broke up. And as someone who is so petty, I just want to revisit the comments that people left on that podcast clip I did a few months ago. People were calling me a hater. People were saying that I've never experienced real love. This is what happiness looks like. People were saying that women don't experience kind men. So when we see men being kind, we don't know how to accept it. We're skeptical about it. People say that we need to stop calling men who treat women well squares. Just because your man doesn't do it doesn't mean that he's not genuine. I called BS. I called BS from the beginning. He was putting on a show. That was so performative. You could tell.
What's up, y'all? So Meg Thee Stallion has the internet in an uproar after she shares to her Instagram stories how her and Klay Thompson have broken up. And women are on the internet saying that he fumbled her, that if a man cheats on her, then there's no hope for them. And this is why they stay single. But me personally, I don't see it that way, because this looks more like misalignment to me. Now, this is what she shared to her Instagram story. She said, cheating had me around your whole family, playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. B, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. All right, so this is what's going on. This is what has women in shambles. But we need to stick to what she actually said and not what people are adding to it. Now, when she said playing house, meeting family, and holding him down, this wasn't just a good time. That was an actual investment. But here's where things start to separate. Because meeting family, spending time, and being around each other, that just shows access and comfort with one another. Because doing those things does not mean that both people are on the same page. You can be in something that looks like a relationship and still not be aligned on exclusivity, long-term intent, or monogamy. And two things can be true. A man can enjoy you, respect you, like to be around you, and still not want a long-term relationship with you. That's not confusing. That's misalignment. Men don't need long-term intention to show up and be consistent. They can enjoy the moment without planning the future. That's why you need clarity early on. This is why the reactions aren't lining up to me. Because a lot of the conversations online, especially from women, are centered around what men can provide, such as money, resources, companionship without commitment, and access. And let's be real. It's also have fun with these men, use them for what you want, don't take them serious. That's the messaging. Not character, not discipline, not how he actually moves. So if that's the mindset, then behavior like this shouldn't be shocking, because you're not selecting based on alignment, you're selecting based on access and experience. And if that's the lens, you can't be surprised when a man treats the situation the same way. And some of the same ones sliding down the wall over Meg and Klay breaking up are some of the same ones online acting disgusted at the idea of having their own man. And that's the disconnect. Now, you can have empathy for Meg, absolutely. But empathy doesn't change the setup. And when the goal shifts from have fun to wanting something serious, that requires a different type of selection, different questions, different boundaries with different expectations. And let's expand this a little further, because this isn't just random conversation online. This is also reinforced in the culture. We've heard it in music, including Megan's. Promiscuity, using men, keeping it light, not taking men serious. That's been a thing people gravitated toward. So when that's the message people align with, that becomes the standard they operate from. Now, one relationship with Klay doesn't suddenly reset all of that. It doesn't mean she can't want something serious. People evolve. But it does show the gap between what's promoted and what's actually expected in real life. And that's where people get tripped up, because you can't build something long term off a mindset that's been centered around short term. Now, let's talk about the environment. Yes, Klay's in a lifestyle with access, NBA, travel, visibility, and options. The career doesn't make someone cheat, like the discipline does. And more importantly, his choice around monogamy. If a man doesn't want to be exclusive, that's the standard he's operating on. The environment just makes it easier to act on. And let's separate this. A man can be bad at relationships and still not be dishonest. He can lack discipline, avoid commitment, move inconsistent, and still be moving how he's always moved. That's not deception, that's a pattern. And this is where people lose. It does not matter that she's Megan Thee Stallion. Your looks, your success, your status does not override someone's patterns. If he's shown you how he moves, thinking you'll be the exception is a gamble. And people keep saying he fumbled her, but let's be real. Someone can be a good catch and still not be the right fit. Women say this all the time when they leave relationships. He's a good man, just not for me. And the same thing applies here. And that brings us back to the most important part. That playing house line, that's the lesson. That's moving like a wife in a situation that has not offered you that role. Doing the most without clarity. When you start doing more than what's been established, you're not building anything, you're overplaying your position. You're giving more than what was agreed to and expecting something that was never promised. And most men, they'll accept it. There's nothing wrong with doing things for each other. The issue is doing too much without clarity. Because once your actions go past what's been defined, you've created expectations on your side only, and that's where things fall apart. And this is the part people don't want to hear. If you see the pattern, you address it, and nothing changes, there is no agreement. Staying doesn't fix it, it just keeps you in it longer. You don't get a different outcome by waiting, you get a delayed one. And when you look at her IG posts and that TMZ statement together, it sounds like she gave it time, tried to see if things would change, then she says she's done. That's not sudden, that's a conclusion. And I get it, people feel for her, that's normal. But now it's, I knew he wasn't shit, I knew it was something wrong with him. But no, you didn't, because y'all were praising him before. That's not intuition, that's revision. And it doesn't change who he is overnight. It just means reality didn't match what you thought. This is why y'all need to stop using celebrities as relationship goals. You can admire them, but you don't know what was said, what was agreed, and what was tolerated. You're seeing moments, not the structure. And most of y'all are not dating celebrities. So using this to say no man can be trusted, that's not insight, that's projection. Now y'all calling it a fumble, but I'm calling it, this what happens when you ignore what's in front of you and hope it turns into something else. Now be real. At what point do you think she started doing too much? Do y'all think meeting family means something or not anymore? And have you ever stayed in something hoping it would change? Is this a fumble or just not a fit? Now, if you made it this far, hit the hype button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
And this is why. And this is why I do not enter into monogamous relationships with these men. Because it don't matter how fine you are. It don't matter how educated you are. It don't matter how successful you are. They still gonna find a way to cheat, baby. They will still find a way to cheat.
I thought a light skin with a white mama that cheated on every girlfriend he had was going to be different. Let's look at the dating history. Let's look at the receipts. Cheated on every girlfriend he had. And you thought it was going to be different. I hate to use Megan and Klay as this example, but y'all don't hear it or see it. A man will show you exactly who he is. He will have a history of this. And y'all think, oh no, this is fine. I'm different. I'm different. You are not different. He's not changing. He's already set in who he is. He's not changing. Nothing makes you different. Y'all be getting with guys that got 2, 3 baby mamas, and y'all think y'all not leaving without becoming baby mama number 4? Then you become his baby mama and you be like, yeah, I got him. You know, I'm different. And then he looks at you and says, I'm ready for baby mama number 5. Get away from me. Megan, the signs were there. The signs were there. I hate that this happened to you, but the signs were there. They've been there. You could have Googled it. I Googled it.